This is the stuff I'm looking at.
That's what you want, that stuff you can shove in your pocket.
The problem is not having a place where I can actually sit down and through this stuff, and with police not taking anything seriously. No matter what crimes are committed against me, they look the other way. They don't care. I'm a hobo to them. As far as they're concerned, I must be a crackhead. As far as they're concerned, I'm a rabid dog. As far as they're concerned, I'm target practice. This place is nasty. The whole country. Now I'm told how proud I'm supposed to be an American. Are you kidding me? The way Americans treat the homeless? No, I am not proud to be an American. I am ashamed of every single countryman. Every single one. Even the homeless ones. Because they're not working together. Of course, if we decided to have ourselves a 1,000,000-man march on Washington, there aren't 1,000,000 men on the streets. Now, including couch surfers and such, we're talking about 4.5 million people nationwide. That's a cute number. Very conservative. Very much untrue. We've also got the people that are incarcerated nationwide. 81% of them are homeless. Homeless people spend longer times locked up. They have zero rights. That's a freebie for anybody in the criminal justice system. If you don't care about your family and they end up on the streets, they don't matter as a human being anymore. Not to anybody in society. You're a monster. You might as well be a rapist. You might as well be a child molester. You might as well be a murderer. You might as well be a thief. You're a homeless person. I gotta make these telephone calls in public. I can barely process what it is that they're trying to explain to me because I can barely hear what they're saying. And, ambient noise, machines going, things of that nature. Plus, I can't stay here for very long because I'll get accused of hanging out. So I gotta make sure I keep that addressed. So I go through and I look up a lot of different laws, who I need to get a hold of where. It's not like I don't look these things up. And I write them down and I make the telephone calls. When these guys want to force me to waste resources going to mental health when mental health isn't going to do anything, why am I being sent to mental health?
So then let me ask you.
This is stupid. What they're doing is running me around in circles. What I'm saying is everybody in Tillamook County is a bunch of words I don't want to use publicly. But I gotta tell you, laziness is pretty well abound. Y'all want to pretend that everybody who's disabled is lazy. We're just lazy. Well, there's a lot of disabled people here. There's also a lot of lazy people. The United States is no better than Nazi Germany. Matter of fact, we're worse. At least in Nazi Germany, they were kind enough to kill the Jews quickly. Here in the United States, the homeless are the modern Jews, and you just torture us into the grave. You just can't help yourself. Oh, you deserve it. You must have chose homelessness. Oh, I know that you hold a sign out there and you make $1 million a day and you have a mansion and a yacht. What's the story everybody wants to tell? They got this hobo that they saw that has a drop top. It's always a drop top in these stories, isn't it? It's always a convertible. Yeah, I saw this homeless guy. He was in a convertible Maserati. Good for him. Good for him. The issue is that without a friend or family member to help with this stuff, and my friends and family member didn't want to help, they didn't care who hurt me, they didn't care how I was treated or mistreated. They said pretty words, but they had no follow through. Now I'm sick and tired of my friends ending up corpses on the streets, but I also gotta say for them that they chose that. It's not that they chose homelessness. It's not they specifically chose to freeze to death or to get stabbed or to get shot. It's not that Angus specifically asked for Spencer to stab him in the chest. It's that none of these homeless people stick up for each other. They'll just watch it happen and look the other way because it could very easily be them next. But because they never say anything, their predators get away with doing it again and again and again and again. How many homeless people did Waylon Lolatai hurt before he went after Zaid Atkins? Before he went after Samuel Leon Lawrence IV? What's the difference between those two and the rest of us? Those two just happen to not be homeless. There's nothing good I have to say about this country. As far as the homeless, watching this happen to other homeless, there are so many people that I know, even in houses, complaining about the stuff that's happening to them. And they have help. Like, oh my God, you literally have the help you need. For me, I gotta depend on alcoholics and drug addicts. And then I gotta make telephone call after telephone call because so many crimes have been committed against me. It's just nonstop telephone calls, but it doesn't go anywhere. All these people say it's not their job no matter what. And I'm stuck in a state of crisis trying to commit to, explaining this to them while stuck in public with other people talking around, with this thing overhead playing the music, plus all of the machines in the background going on. Plus, I got to try not to disturb anybody around me, which is impossible. And this, my dear idiots, is why we have school shootings. This is why we have people who walk into Google and just start blasting their coworkers. This is why we have people who, go into churches and just start blasting. Judge not lest ye be judged. And yet the whole congregation judges imperfection, but imperfection based on popularity. When you're ostracized by one in a church, you're ostracized by all. And we do have laws against that. You don't like somebody because your religious leaders say not to. They instruct you not to. They tell you Mickey Mouse is trying to turn your children into homosexuals and you're supposed to hate Walt Disney. God bless America. Don't we blame some stupid stuff? Yes, of course it's Mickey Mouse's fault that people are homosexuals. I don't get how anybody didn't figure that one out right away. Do people even hear themselves? Meanwhile, we got the Department of Justice. I called them. What did they give me? They're just a switchboard. How many switchboards have we gotten? everybody just sends you on to somebody else, who sends you on to somebody else, who sends you on to a crisis line. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Just because it's complicated is no excuse to dip out. These people have a job that they are mandated to do, and they need to do those jobs. Unfortunately, as a homeless person, you know that you need another person who is sober to go in with you and help you. Even if that other person is homeless, that's all right as long as they got some balls. And I mean eyeballs. Because they got to pay attention. They got to pay attention to what they see and to what they hear. This is just ungodly wrong, right? On the bright side, I can go relocate and try to panhandle up $1 for coffee at the McDonald's over there. That way I don't get in trouble for loitering over there or anything like that. And then I get to start over on what it was that I was just working on. It's just stupid. Like, I got to be able to pay attention to some very critical and important stuff, and I got to be able to stay on track and get it done. But that's not possible in environments like this. Well, I'm under a severe amount of stress and pressure and very limited time. That's not going to make me a bad person. It'll just make me a desperate person. And the more desperate I get, the more screwed you guys end up being because I have a big mouth. We've got people on my channel who are recorded punching mentally disabled women who are half their size in the back of the head. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty significant. The amount of efforts that I had to make to try to get that turned in from a state of panic and being stuck in a vehicle, not having an appropriate place to do those things from, that's not okay. We've used the Hood River, the Dalles, being sent from one place to another. And then these guys are going to do what? They're going to coordinate with each other to cover each other's backsides. Now, how is that acceptable? That's why there needs to be a friend or family member involved. But we have services for that, right? Oh, well, if you don't have a friend or family member, we've got these services. You mean rubber stamps. These services don't actually help. When you are being abused, especially long-term abuse, there's very specific stuff that you're supposed to do. And none of these people are going to listen unless I have a friend or family member who cares. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter about my evidence. They're not going to look at it anyway. If I send it to them, they'll pretend they can't see it, and I'll have to send it to somebody else and say, can you see it? Yeah. Well, I'm going to forward it from their address. Can you see that? Yeah. Well, you going to speak up? Oh, dude, I don't want to get involved. Well, you're already involved. It happens. See, when people decide to put their nose into my business, and then they wanted to give me any excuse that they wanted to give, any excuse that they gave for any of the things that they did are still just that. They're still excuses. If you punch somebody in the nose, and then later on you say, oh, well, I didn't know that it was that person. Well, you still punched him in the nose, didn't you? The fact is, you punched him in the nose. That's what happened. Your perception of it is pretty much arbitrary. Fist landed on nose is contact. And here in the state of Oregon, a lot of people tend to tell me I should do it the way that Nebraskans tend to tell me I should do it. They want me to get a firearm. We've actually got, 3 or 4 different people on my YouTube channel here offering me firearms just here in Tillamook. And how many people have told me to get a gun? Quite a few. Why won't I get one? Why do I refuse? Well, because I'm homeless, duh. That'd just give people excuses to do stupid stuff. Plus, I'm constantly having to fiddle around for things. Now, that officer I spoke with yesterday, some of you are going to listen to that and think it's just fine. Because you're stupid. It was inappropriate for me to go to Tillamook law enforcement at all after the day they assaulted that 14-year-old girl right there in the Safeway parking lot. What did I do about the situation? I recorded it, tried to turn it in. Not that anybody was going to listen to me. Also, when they tell you that you can't turn in a crime that was committed against somebody else, yes, you can. And if it was a crime committed against an at-risk adult, you might want to look it up because your profession might make it mandatory for you to do so. If you're a police officer and somebody tells you about one of your coworkers assaulting them or abusing them, you are still a mandated reporter, which means that it is against the law for you not to do so.
I mean, just being able to. I thought for sure I'd get rid of that was a pipe. Have a good day.
Law enforcement repeatedly across the United States have shown that there is absolutely nothing in the United States worth saving. If those are the people that you're going to allow to take charge, to pull the judge, jury, and executioner crap, they want to force me to do their jobs and then deny me the right to turn it in by calling me mentally ill. They do this over and over and over again. Then they want to force me to do it in ways that I am incapable. This is not okay. It is not okay to force somebody to do this shit over the internet when they have the goddamn evidence right there in fucking person. Right there to show you in fucking person. As far as the protocols go, these son of a bitches are supposed to work together. They're supposed to make a call. Now they need to stop calling mental health because mental health is not going to fucking investigate it. Now the police here have done more to make it unsafe for me than anyone else. See, the police seem to think that they can just ignore crimes, make any excuse when you're a homeless person not to. And you don't understand how threatening and damaging it is when they want to sell a false narrative over the top of what it is that you're saying. Being forced to do this in public is fucking inhumane as all hell. Nobody should have to do this. Nobody should have been victimized to begin with. Just because you're fucking embarrassed doesn't make it okay for you to destroy the life of an innocent person. And just because you're selfish doesn't mean that they owe it to you to keep their mouth shut about your involvement. If you're a dumbass, you're a dumbass. But here I am running around in circles because nobody actually gives a shit. That's the real kicker there. Now I just go, fuck it. I'll post every goddamn thing in public. Oh, goddamn velociraptors. I hate this country. Is that a horrible thing to say? Horrible thing to think? I don't fucking care. You guys want to make excuses why it's okay. Oh, I must deserve it because you're still able to work. I must have asked to be abused because you're still able to work. Go screw yourselves. Obviously, I can't just keep running back and forth between this place and that, spending money that I don't have, money that's supposed to be used to take care of myself, but I don't get to take care of myself because I have to clear up the repercussions of long-term abuse and neglect. It don't matter though, does it? I don't have the right genitalia to be victimized. Isn't that how you see it? A male can't possibly be victimized. If he's victimized over his disabilities, well, his disabilities don't exist. He's a male. His trauma doesn't exist. He's a male. If he asks for help, then he's being irrational or unreasonable or being well, you know. Nobody cared who hurt me. They still don't care who hurts me. That's the problem with having to go in alone. You guys want to make all these excuses why I chose this. No, I didn't. I didn't choose for these assholes to go out of their way to fucking bullshit me for fucking years. Obviously, the cops here in Tillamook fucked up really fucking goddamn big. Does it matter? Yes, it fucking does. It fucking does. You don't get to just let this shit go. That's what you guys don't fucking get. But you always believe, oh, well, if you just fucking ignore it, you didn't do anything wrong. Well, yes, you did. Yes, you fucking did, you fucking piece of shit. You cowardly fucking whores. Fucking sellouts. These fucking pigs are horrible pieces of shit. But you guys don't care. As long as it's not happened to you, it's okay. Well, I got my tobacco pipe. A little bit of tobacco. Got one more load in there to grab. My fucking back is killing me and I'm out of gas. Fucking bass. So y'all think that I have unlimited fucking resources.